Okay, so we'll get going. So for anyone who's joining the recording after the fact, welcome. My name is Anne. I'm going to guide you through today's 55-minute Pilates Flow class. In terms of props that you'll need today, 2 small hand weights, 5 pounds. If you do happen to have an inflated squishy ball, please grab it. If not, you can substitute a couch cushion, decorative, firm, or fluffy cushion. If you don't have any of these types of props, don't worry about it. You can definitely do the whole class without it. Just place everything kind of nearby your mat, but give yourself some space in your setup so we don't kick anything, hurt ourselves in the beginning. And then make yourself comfy in child's pose. That's where we're gonna start today. So take a moment and make your way down to your mat. Good, so from your child's pose position. Oh, hang on, just gonna get some music going. All right, so once you're in your child's pose position, maybe the knees are a little further apart, toes come together. And then go ahead and rest your arms anywhere out in front of you on the mat where they're the most comfortable. So they could be all the way out in front of you. You could have your hands stacked or maybe your fists stacked underneath your forehead. You can even place that cushion underneath your head if that's the most restful position for yourself. And then really start to settle in here. Allow your hips to be heavy on top of your heels, your upper body heavy. Maybe your belly just resting between your thighs or on top of your thighs. Head heavy on the floor or on top of your hands. And then from this place in our child's pose, we'll just begin with our breath. So take a nice deep inhale through your nose. And then a nice big exhale, release. A couple more times like that. Big breath in through your nose. And a big exhale, release. Last time, big breath in. And exhale, release. Introduce just a little bit of movement. Maybe it's just wiggling your fingers, circling your wrists. Maybe sway your hips side to side a few times. And then from here, plant your palms on the floor in front of you if they're not there already. Take a big breath in, fill up the back of your body. As you exhale, start to round your spine, ripple forward, coming out to kind of this wider stance of your tabletop. As you inhale, start to arch your spine. So lift your tailbone, look up, and press your hips back to your heels. A couple more times, nice and slow like that. Inhale to wave forward, and then exhale, arch through the spine, press your hips back towards your heels. Inhale again, round the spine as you press your body weight forward, and then exhale to arch through the spine, press back. One more time, inhale, round, press forward. You can let your head drop. As you exhale, lift your gaze, send your bum up, and press all the way back. Take one big breath in your child's pose. On your exhale, glide forward this time, set up in your true tabletop. So take a moment to align your wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We'll go through a couple rounds of regular cat-cow. As you inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, your tailbone, and your gaze. And then as you exhale, round your spine, notch into chest, tuck your tailbone. Again, inhale to press forward, arching through the spine. And then exhale, round it out, empty your lungs. Last time, inhale, press forward and arch. Exhale to round. And then go ahead, release that, arrive back into a neutral tabletop position, so long spine. Option now to send your right leg out to the side, so straight leg, just right out. From here, right arm out to the side at about shoulder height. Use your next inhale to lift your chest, your arm up towards the ceiling, looking up. And then as you exhale, slide your right arm underneath your left armpit, little twist. Inhale again, begin to open the right arm and chest up to the ceiling. And then exhale, thread under and through. You can always bring that right leg back in, knee under hip if that's more comfortable. Just one more spiral like that, lift up. And then exhale, thread under and through. And then come back through center, placing just the right hand back down on the floor. The leg can stay extended out to the side if that's comfortable. On your next inhale, press your hips back to your heels any amount. And then exhale to press yourself back forward. Again, hinging from your hip creases on the inhale to send your bum back to your heel. And then exhale to press forward. Just one more time like that, hinging through your hips back and pressing all the way forward. You can bring that right leg back into tabletop. Once you arrive, we'll do the second side. So this time, left leg out to the side, left arm out to the side. Take a breath in. Start to spiral your chest, your arm up to the ceiling, and then use the exhale to thread it under and through. 2 more like that, your own pace. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, a little thread and twist. 1 more time, reach up to the ceiling, and then exhale, thread under and through. Unravel through center, left palm down. The leg can stay extended once again as you inhale, press your hips back, and then press forward. Inhale again, press back, sending your bum down towards your right heel, and then pressing forward. Last time, press back, and then come all the way forward. Bring that leg back underneath your hip if it was extended out to the side. From your tabletop position, find your nice long spine. As you inhale, drop your chest down to the floor. Let your shoulder blades sink in towards your spine. As you exhale, press the ground away. 2 more times like that. Shoulder blades draw in, squeeze, and then exhale, press, lifting your chest away from the floor. At the same time, shoulder blades spread apart. Last time, inhale, lower, and then exhale, press and widen through your upper back. From here, walk your hands a little forward on the mat and a little wider. So maybe a little bit wider than shoulder distance. From here, we're going to bend the elbows, try to tap your forearm and your elbow down towards the mat, and then exhale, extend the arms long. Couple more, inhale to bend and lower. Exhale, press and extend all the way back up. If the elbows and the forearms don't come all the way down, that's okay. Just get as low as you can go while maintaining your neutral spine. So send the gaze a little forward, neck is long. Starting to draw a little bit more awareness into our core. So on the exhale, on the lift, draw your low belly in, pull your rib cage in towards center. We'll do 1 more like that. Inhale, bend and lower. Exhale, extend, come all the way up. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. From here, send your right leg back. Take a breath in. On your exhale, send your left leg back. You're in a high plank. Just holding here for 3. Firming up your glutes, your belly, your thighs for 2. On 1, take a big breath in. As you exhale, press your hips high, find your downward dog. From here, you can walk your feet in a little bit if that's more comfortable. Slight bend through the knees. Head can hang nice and heavy between your biceps. Maybe even give it a little shake to release your neck. From here, take a big breath in. Maybe bend your knees even more. Lift your heels a little bit away from the floor. As you exhale, try to straighten through your legs any amount. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale to bend the knees, lift the heels, press your belly button to your thighs. As you exhale, press your heels down. Last time, inhale, knees bend, heels lift. And then exhale, straighten the legs. From here, slowly start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Meeting in a forward fold at the back of your mat. You can grab opposite elbow with opposite hand and give your upper body just a little sway side to side. And then release the grip of the elbows, search around for your weights. If you have to walk a little forward on your mat to find them, that's fine. Grab your weights, take a breath in. On your exhale, slowly start to roll up through your spine. Head and neck are the last to arrive. Once they do, take a breath in, maybe roll your shoulders up and back. As you exhale, notch into chest, slowly begin to roll down. Let the weight of the hands, the weights, the literal weights, just sink you down, bone by bone. Once you can't roll any further, take a breath in. And then exhale, press into your feet, slowly unravel. Roll all the way up. This time we'll stay standing at the top. So you can keep your weights for this next sequence if you'd like, or at any point feel free to drop them. We're gonna start with the right leg a little forward in space, And take a big step back with your left leg, meeting in a high lunge. So the back knee can be a little bent, or it can be relatively straight. From here, we're going to hinge forward with a relatively flat and neutral spine. Arms by your sides and palms will face back to start. Take a breath in. As you exhale, both arms will lift straight up and back. And then use your inhale to lower the arms by your sides. Again, exhale, both arms lift up, up, up. And then inhale to lower all the way back to your starting position. The whole time we're going to try and maintain this low lunge. So pretty big bend through the right knee. Your knee tracking towards your toes. So notice if it's starting to shift in towards center or out towards the side. Try to send it straight forward in space. Your back heel is lifted. So you're pressing most of your weight into that front right foot, your front thigh, your front glute. Good. Arms lifting straight up and back for 3. Last 2. On the last one, arms will stay lifted, so reach your arms back, reach through your fingertips. Find little pulses of the arms straight up to the ceiling. Pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. See if you can keep the arms lifted. Just flip your palms to face in towards your body. We're going to bend at the elbows, curl thumbs towards shoulders. And then on your exhale, send your arms long behind you, tricep press. Inhale again, bend at your elbows, curl in. And then exhale, send it back. Good. If you need a break for the legs at any point, maybe bring your back leg forward, find a low squat, and then continue with your tricep press. Inhale to bend, curl in, find that bicep curl and squeeze, and then exhale, press back. Last 3. Last 2. On the last one, let's send the arms back. Just hold there. Lift the arms a little higher. Think about reaching your fingertips back for the left heel behind you. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Arms can come all the way down. Step your back foot forward and then press all the way up to stand. Maybe find a little shake out for the legs. And then we'll go right into the second side. So this time, left leg a little forward. Right leg takes a nice big step back behind you, bending the left knee quite a bit. Take a moment to find your balance, start tall, and then when you're ready, hinge a little forward from your hip creases, arms by your sides, palms face back. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, both arms will lift straight up and back. And then inhale, both arms down by your sides. Exhale again, lifting up. And release. Slowing down the arm movements to suit the pace of your breath. So you'll find a little hold as both arms extend and lift back, rolling your shoulders back and away from your ears. And then inhale, slow release all the way down. Right heel is lifted, most of your weight into that front left foot. The next time both arms are lifted back in space, we'll hold there, lift the arms a little higher, and then we'll pulse. Little lift straight up and up. Just for 3, 2, 1. Keep the arms lifted, flip the palms to face in. Now on the inhale, bend at the elbows, curl in, and then exhale, tricep press, press all the way back with the arms. Inhale, bend and curl in. Exhale, press to straighten. Good, if you can, sink a little bit lower into your lunge. Otherwise, stepping the back foot forward, coming into your squat. In 3, we're just going to hold the arms back behind us. In 2. Last one, arms go back. See if you could lift just a little bit higher. Hold here. Reach your fingertips back, shoulders down. Holding, breathing for 3, for 2. 1, curl the arms in, step your back foot forward, come all the way up to stand. Little shake of the legs once more. And then when you're ready, if you still have weights, you're gonna rest them on top of your shoulders. So elbows will point forward in space, feet about hip bone distance apart. Find a nice tall position with the spine, so head lifted, chin forward, take a breath in. On your exhale, soften your knees a little bit and start to hinge, fold forward from your hips, trying to maintain your neutral spine the best you can. And then come all the way up to stand. Little squeeze of your glutes to press your pelvis forward. We'll pair that with our breath, so inhale to hinge forward, flat back, and then exhale, squeeze your glutes, press yourself all the way up to standing. Inhale again, hinge. See if you can hang out there just for a moment in your fold, and then exhale to come all the way up. Finding that containment through our core, our low belly, our rib cage. So as you come up to stand, it's not a huge, big thrust forward with the pelvis. Try to find that neutral position, standing position as you come tall. We'll do 2 more like that. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, press all the way up. Last time, hinge, fold forward. Stay there for a moment. And then nice and slow, press yourself all the way up to stand. You can release your arms down by your sides. Take a couple steps towards the back. Find yourself at the back edge of your mat. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, roll your shoulders back, notch into chest. Slowly begin to roll down through your spine. Take a breath in at the bottom. As you exhale, press into your feet. Slowly start to unroll, rolling up bone by bone. Take a breath in at the top, shrug your shoulders down. And then last time, exhale, notch into chest, scoop your belly in as you round and roll forward. Once you reach the bottom, you can just place your weights off on either side of your mat. Place your hands down, walk yourself all the way out to your high plank. Pause here, wrists under shoulders, feet about hip bone distance apart, pressing your body weight a little further forward in space. From here, we're just gonna bend the right knee. It might hover above the floor. It might not get anywhere close. As you exhale, straighten your right leg. Inhale, we switch, a little bend of your left knee. And then exhale, straighten through the leg. Okay, finding a single knee bend side to side. Inhale, a little bend. Exhale to find a straight leg. See if you can keep your hips relatively still. Find that movement just at the knee joint. So find a really firm and strong upper body. Press into all 10 fingertips. Widen your shoulder blades. You got it. We'll go for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Straighten both legs, just hold for 3. For 2. On 1, send your hips high, find a pike, find a downward dog. Use your inhale, ripple through the legs, ripple through your spine, wave forward to high plank. 2 more times like that. Inhale to press your hips back, find your down dog. And then ripple forward, lengthen out, find your high plank. Last time, press back. And ripple forward all the way out to high plank. This time knees will come down right away. Toes can touch, knees apart, and sit your bum back into child's pose. Take a few seconds of rest here. Wiggle out your wrists if that feels good. You can make a few circles here. Going one way, and then the opposite way. Find stillness, place your hands down on the floor, press your bum back to your heels, forehead heavy, take a breath in. And a big breath out. Slowly start to drag your fingertips along your mat, letting your spine round until you arrive in a kneeling position. Stack your spine up nice and tall. Reach for your weights again if you want to use them. If you have that cushion or the squishy ball and you want to take a seat on it, you can just pop it between your heels. Have a little rest there. Otherwise, make your way into a comfortable seated position for a little bit more arm work. Preparing ourselves for the next big dumping of snow. building a little bit of strength and mobility through our upper body and our shoulders. That's my focus today. So arms by your sides with or without your weights. As you inhale, shrug your shoulders up to the ears, and then exhale, nice big circle back down and around. 2 more in that same direction. Inhale to shrug, exhale, circle back. Last time. We'll pause and go the other direction, so start to circle back down and around. And 1 more circle in that same direction. And then just release the shoulders down away from the ears. From here, we're going to bring the elbows right in close to our rib cage, bending at the elbows so the forearms and the palms are lifted towards the ceiling. I'm just going to start to open the forearms out to either side. Use your exhale to draw them back through center. Inhale, little spiral and open. Open as far as you can go without the upper arms and elbows really leaving your rib cage. And then come back through center. Okay, so this motion range could be really small, and that's okay. We're not looking for a huge range of motion. We're just warming up our shoulders, getting a little bit of movement through the rotator cuff. The next time the forearms open, pause, hold there. Take a breath in. On your exhale, start to lengthen the arms up to about shoulder height, and then inhale, bend at the elbows, pull them back down. Again, exhale to press and open wide. Inhale really slow, resist the force of gravity as the elbows come in. Okay, so arms are just in your peripheral. They're kind of coming out on this V shape almost. Good, bend and extend for 3. Last 2. On the last one, arms will lift, reach out, pause, hold here, find little pulses. So elbows can be softly bent, just a little lift for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, lift it. Then open the arms so they're in a nice wide T now. So pretty much in line with your shoulders, soft bend through the elbows. Inhale, glide your arms through center. Maybe the hands tap in front of you, maybe they just get close. Then flip your palms down towards the mat, open the arms out to shoulder height. Flip your palms up, start to glide in with your inhale. Exhale, flip your palms down and start to open wide. Good, keep going. Inhale, come in through center. Exhale, palms down, press and open. As these movements start to get a little bigger for the arms, notice what's going on with the chest and the spine. If you're starting to round your spine, see if you could lift your heart a little bit forward. Notice if the chest is starting to pop in and out with the arms, see if you could keep it really still. The next time arms open out to a wide T, let's pause, hold there. You can flip your palms up towards the ceiling this time. We're going to bend at the elbows, curl your thumbs in towards your shoulders, and then extend the arms long. Curl in and extend. See if you can keep your elbows lifted almost in line with your shoulders. If they're just a little bit lower, that's fine. Extend and curl in for 3. Last 2. Last 1. Curl all the way in. And then open the arms so they're in that cactus shape or goalpost shape, palms flip to face forward. Take an inhale, press your arms up overhead. Might feel kind of nice to let the shoulders rise up. On your exhale, bend at the elbows and pull your elbows back in line with shoulders. Inhale, press up. And then exhale, lower back down to shoulder height. Good. Still resisting gravity on the way down, so lower down nice and slow. Press and reach up for 3. Lowering down. Last 2. Last 1. Lower, bend the elbows so they're in line with your shoulders. Once again, we'll find little pulses. Thinking about the shoulders this time, just pulsing up towards the ceiling. Little shoulder lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flip your forearms or rotate them down towards the mat. Hug your elbows into your rib cage. Enjoy that moment of relief. Stay here with the elbows bent. I'm going to flip around here so you can see a little better. From this position, find a little hinge forward from your hip creases. So even if you're standing, fold a little bit forward. Curl your thumbs up to your shoulders. On your exhale, we're going back into that tricep press. So send your arms long behind you, and then inhale, bend and curl in. Exhale, press your arms all the way back, and then inhale, bend and curl in. Maintaining this little hinge forward in space. Maybe a slight tuck of the tailbone just so we're engaging through that lower corset of our abdominals. Good. 3 more like this, and then we're going to find a hold and pulse the arms up to the ceiling. Last 2. On the last one, extend the arms all the way long behind you. See if you can lift just a millimeter higher, and then find your little pulses from here. Pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold lifted. Flip the palms to face the back of the room or the back of the mat. Open your arms out an inch, and then exhale, squeeze your arms together or close as you can get. Inhale again, little open. Exhale, draw the arms in. Again, range of motion here is not super huge. Couple inches out, back in. Imagining you're trying to connect your thumbs behind your back. It's probably not going to happen, but that's the little squeeze we're going for through the triceps. Little squeeze in and out for 3, for 2. Last one, squeeze in. Find little pulses straight up to the ceiling. Little lifts up, up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the arms all the way down. You can bring your upper body forward in space a little. Drop your weights off on either side of the mat. Take your arms up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, just start to shake your arms and lower them down at the same time. One more time. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, begin that little shake and descend. Excellent. If you've been sitting on a prop, you can hop off of that and just place it off to the side. From here, we're going to make our way up to a tall kneeling position. We'll be here for the next little bit, so if you do need literally a cushion under your knees, go ahead and grab that. Or maybe just folding up the top edge of your mat and providing yourself with that little extra cushioning. So, making your way up to tall and kneeling, knees about hip bone distance apart. Arms are going to reach forward in space. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. On your inhale, start to hinge back in space this time, keeping your torso pretty long. And then exhale, come all the way up through center. Inhale again, hinge back. Maybe it's just an inch. Maybe it's 2 inches. And then press yourself forward. So you'll feel a pretty big stretch through the thighs right off the bat. You can decide here if your tops of your feet are flat to the floor like mine, or you're welcome to try tucking the toes under. For me, I don't really love it, but you might. So you can pick which variation you love better. Good. The next time that you hinge back in space, we're going to hold there. So hinge back, get as low as you can go. From here on the inhale, right arm will lift to the ceiling. Exhale, lower through center. Inhale, we'll switch, left arm will lift, and center. Press your body weight forward, maybe arms drop by your sides. And then again, arms forward, hinge back, send your right arm up, lower. Left arm goes up, lower, and then press yourself all the way forward, arms by your sides. Good, so repeat that a couple more times. Hinge back, arms forward, right arm, left arm, and press forward, release. Last time all the way through, hinge back, arms forward, right arm up, left arm up. Slow and controlled, press yourself all the way up through center, arms by your sides. This time, a little bit different. We're gonna send the bum back to the heels, arms will shoot forward. And then exhale, press your arms by your sides as your hips come forward. So inhale, a little hinge back with the hips, arms go forward. Exhale, press all the way up. Hopefully that feels like a little release now for the hips. Focusing more on the squeeze now coming from the back of the body, the glutes. As you press yourself all the way up to tall kneeling. Let your sit bones widen as you sit them back towards your heels. And then press all the way up. 3 more. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, press forward. Last 2. On the last one, come all the way up. And then rest the arms by your sides. You're going to face the long edge of your mat. From here, we're going to extend the left leg out to the side. Once you do that, just check in on the hips. So the left hip bone probably started to lift a little bit towards the ceiling. See if you can level it out so it's almost in line with your right hip crease. Arms into a nice wide T. If you feel like at any point you need more support for your head and neck, bring your hands behind your head. Otherwise, arms nice and wide. Take an inhale. Start to shift your body weight a little bit towards the right, and then find a side bend all the way down. Maybe the right fingertips tap, and then exhale, come all the way up. Inhale again, little shift, and then begin to side bend to the right, and exhale to lift yourself all the way up through center. Keep going. Little shift and lean to the right, and then hinge and bend. Exhale to pull yourself up with those left side obliques. Maybe firmly pressing the left foot out into the floor. The next time we hinge and bend to the right, let's pause, stay there. Get as low as you can get. Take a look up towards that lifted left arm. We'll find little pulses. So little lifts coming from the left side of your body. Pulsing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the right hand all the way down on the floor beside you. And then we're going to pick the left leg up to about hip height. Bend the right knee. That right foot can get really heavy right off the bat. We're just going to circle the right leg forward, down, and around. That right hand on the floor can be a little ahead of your shoulder if that's more supportive. Otherwise, maybe placing a block or a book under that right hand. Let's pause and switch the direction of our circles. Start to go back the other way. You can definitely bring your left hand behind your head as well for a little bit more support. Last circle. And then extend that leg all the way out long. Flex the foot a little bit and start to lower that leg down to a hover. And then exhale back to hip height. Inhale, lower down. Exhale to lift. Take notice of your midsection, your torso. Notice if your chest or your rib cage is popping forward. Try to bring it back in space a little bit without rounding your back. So we're looking once again for neutral spine. Lift and lower the left leg for 3. For 2. Last one, keep the leg lifted at hip height. Start to point ankles to toes. Glide your leg forward in front of you. Flex the foot as you start to glide the leg back in line with your hip. Inhale again, a little point, glide forward. And then exhale, flex and glide back. If the leg's not all the way straight, that's okay. Little bend to the knee is great. Good, last one like this. We'll point, glide forward, flex, glide back. Start to lower that left leg all the way down, press into your right hand, press yourself up. And then if it feels good, left hand to left leg, take a little counter stretch to the left. Come up through center, bring that left leg in. We'll switch it up right away. So right leg will go out to the side. Take a moment to even out the hip situation the best you can. Arms wide or hands behind your head. Take a breath in, start to shift to the left, and then side bend. Inhale to come all the way up through, or exhale through center. Inhale, shift, and side bend. Pressing the right foot down this time for support, helping to keep that right hip bone a little bit more anchored in space. The slower you can go on that way up through center, the more right side obliques you are probably going to feel. Next time you shift over to the right side bend, pause, hold here, little pulses. Stay low in your side bend to the left, pulsing up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the left hand all the way down, lift the right leg up. Again, bending the knee quite a bit for the circle. Start to circle your leg forward, down, and around. Right hand could definitely come behind the head. Switch your direction, start to circle back in space. And then let's pause and center, straighten the leg, flex the foot. Inhale to lower down to a hover. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower, and exhale, lift. Lifting the leg to hip height or as high as you can go without shifting your hips, without shifting your spine. The next time the leg is lifted, pause, hold there, start to point ankles to toes, glide your leg forward any amount. Exhale, flex your foot and bring the leg back. Inhale, point and kick forward. Exhale, flex, glide back. Just for 3. Last 2. Rib cage and belly hugging back. Last one, point forward. Exhale, flex, draw back, and lower the leg all the way down. Press into your left hand as you come up through center. And again, maybe side bending to the right if that feels good. Come all the way up through center. Bring your right knee in. Swivel your way around. Make your way into a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Couple rounds of cat-cow. As you inhale, roll your shoulders back. Press your chest up, your tailbone up. Exhale to round. Good. One more time. Inhale, arch, look up. Exhale, nice big rounding. And then from here, send your right foot back, left foot back. You're in a high plank, not for very long. Right away, lower down to your right forearm, your left forearm. So now you're into your low plank. Hold here for 3. Press your body weight forward. Last 2. Last 1, knees can come down. Lower yourself onto your belly. And then we'll just bring the right arm overhead. So rolling onto your right side body. We'll keep our right leg nice and long. If you have that cushion or the squishy ball, you're going to place it out in front of you and rest your top left knee on top of it. Your top leg will just get nice and heavy here as your bottom leg goes straight out and long. Hips are stacked, belly draws back. Take a breath in. On your exhale, let's lift that bottom leg up. And then inhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Exhale again, lifting up, up, up. And lower down. To deepen the connection to your bottom inner thigh, maybe you start to point from ankles to toes on that bottom foot. If that feels unpleasant for the knee joint, you can just relax the foot. It doesn't need to be pointed or flexed, but it might help further that connection into your bottom inner thigh. Good, nice and slow. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Maybe hold at the top, finishing your exhale. And then inhale, release. The next time the leg is lifted, hold and pause there. Maybe lift just a millimeter higher. From here, we'll find little pulses. Point or flex your foot here. Pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, lifted. We're going to flex the foot and start to glide the leg forward an inch or two. Point from ankles to toes as you drag the leg back and space a couple inches. Inhale, a little flex to go forward. And then exhale, a little point to draw back. So pretty much a straight line back and forth with your bottom leg. Just for 3, for 2. On 1, we're going to bring the leg back in line with our hips, so center the leg. Place your top hand in front of your chest for a little bit of support. Slowly start to lift that top leg to meet your bottom leg. Both legs are lifted. On the inhale, both legs will lower down just to a hover, and then exhale, lift straight up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift straight up. Lift and lower for 3, for 2. Last one, both legs lifted, just pulse. Little lift straight up. Maybe that bottom hand can lift from the floor if you feel stable. Pulse for 3, 2, 1. Lower just your bottom leg. See if you can reach the top arm up towards the ceiling. If it's not there already, tent your bottom fingers on the floor. As you inhale, send your top arm overhead, lower your bottom leg to tap the floor. As you exhale, lift your top arm and top leg. See if they can maybe meet in center or get really close. Inhale, reach your arm and leg away. And then exhale, lift through center. Good, so this time we're focusing on this top side oblique. Thinking about that top bottom rib and the top hip bone coming closer together through center and reaching away as your limbs lower. The next time you start to lift arm and leg through center, press into your bottom hand, your fingertips. See if you can lift your upper body up as well. Inhale to lower down and reach long. And then exhale, everything lifts up towards center. Maybe even the bottom elbow lifts away from the floor. Good, just for 3, 2, 1. We're going to stay lifted in center. See if you can pulse arm and leg towards center for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything long. Roll onto your belly for a moment, so move your prop to the side if it's there. Tent your fingers on either side of the mat, so hands wider than shoulder distance. Forehead heavy, legs are long. Take a breath in. On your exhale, start to peel your upper body, look forward, and then release. Ripple down all the way. A couple more times like that. You can use a flat palm on the floor if that feels better. Inhale, start to look forward. You can press into your hands if you want. Lift a little higher on this one. And then exhale, bend your elbows, lower down. One more time. Inhale, start to look forward. Start to lift any amount. And then exhale to release, bone by bone. All the way down until your forehead, your nose tucked down. And then bring your left arm overhead. Roll right onto your left side. Again, you can take your prop with you. Place it in front of you. Sending your bottom leg long, top leg will be bent, knee resting on top of your prop if you've got it. Relaxing your top leg. Just taking a peek down, making sure your rib cage, belly's drawing back, hips are stacked. Take a breath in. On your exhale, start to lift your bottom leg up and then release. Exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Again, see how this side feels. Maybe adding that point or flex of the foot, or maybe just keeping it kind of soft and neutral. In 3, we'll keep that bottom leg lifted and find little pulses straight up. 2, 1, keep the leg lifted, lift a little higher, and find little pulses from there. Pulse for 3, 2, 1, keep the leg lifted, start to flex the foot, glide it forward in space. Exhale, point from ankles to toes as you glide straight back. Keep the leg lifted, try not to let it drop, glide forward on the inhale. Exhale, gliding back in space. Focusing more on the lift of the bottom leg rather than the range of motion forward and back. That doesn't need to be all that big for it to be effective in that bottom inner thigh. Just 2 more like that. Flex, glide forward. Point and come back. Last time, all the way forward. All the way back. Bring the leg level through center. And then we'll keep the leg lifted. Lift it a little higher. Top hand in front. Slowly start to glide that top leg out, meeting your bottom leg. Start to lower both legs down to a hover. And then exhale, lifting both legs up. Inhale to lower, and exhale to lift. If the balance again is there on this side, sometimes it's not, you can lift your top hand away from the floor. Mine's not. Good. Lift and lower for 3. For 2. Last one, lift the legs up and pulse. Keep the legs squeezing together for 3, 2, 1. Lower just that bottom leg. See if you can keep the top leg hovering. If balance does become a really tricky issue on this side, you can always bend your bottom knee a little bit or a lot. So top hand out on the floor in front of you, tent your fingers. Lift your top arm up towards the ceiling. Start to bring the top leg and top arm to meet through center. Use your inhale to send the arm overhead, leg nice and long. Exhale again, just the arm and leg a few times. Lift, meet through center, and then reach all the way out. Noticing if the hips are starting to rock forward and back at all. See if you could keep them pretty still. The next time, top arm, top leg start to reach through center, press into your bottom fingertips, lift your upper body. Inhale, reach everything long and away. And then again, exhale, everything starts to lift up through center. We'll go for 3. Last 2. Last one, arm and leg are going to lift through center, hold, reach a little higher, find little pulses straight up and up. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach everything all the way down to the floor. And then we're just going to roll right away onto the back of our body. If you do have a cushion or that squishy ball, you can place it between your inner thighs, give it a little squeeze. They're probably already feeling quite a bit. Feet on the floor about hip bone distance apart. Squeeze the inner thighs just a little bit into the prop that you have between your legs, or if you don't have a prop, just imagine a little bit of an inner thigh squeeze happening. Take an inhale and rock your pelvis forward in space. As you exhale, rock your hip bones back in, press your low back down. A couple more times like that. Inhale to tilt your pelvis forward. And exhale to tilt it back. The next time you rock your hip bones in, you find that imprint or pelvic tuck. Pause, hold there. Take another breath in. On your exhale, start to press into your feet. Slowly Start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling, peeling your spine away from the floor, one bone at a time, just until you reach about your shoulder blades. Take a breath here. And then on your exhale, slowly begin to lower the spine, one bone at a time, all the way down. At the bottom, inhale, rock forward with the pelvis. Exhale again, rock, tuck back, press into your feet, slowly roll all the way up. Pause here at the top. Squeeze the ball even more. As you inhale, find a little release. So let's use the exhale this time. Squeeze your inner thighs into your prop, into your pillow or ball, and then exhale, release. If you don't have the prop for this one, I'd recommend just bring your feet all the way together so knees, ankles, inner thighs can touch. And then you'll just find that little squeeze of inner thighs and release. Squeeze, squeeze in and release. Good. So keep your hip bones lifted. Try not to let them drop. Press into the back of your shoulders, your arms on the floor if they're there. Arms could also be lifted up towards the ceiling. Good. Squeeze and release for 3. For 2. Last one. Keep the squeeze of the ball. On the inhale, lower your bum down just to a hover. And then exhale, press the hips straight up. Inhale, lower down. Find that little hover. And then exhale, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as you lift. Good. Lower and lift for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last one, we're going to hold lifted at the top, pulse the hips straight up towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing your inner thighs towards center. Squeeze and lift for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold lifted. Now just the heels will lift and lower. Inner thighs, keep that contraction going towards center. Lift and lower the heels for 3, for 2. Last one, heels will stay lifted. Now start to lower the bum down to a hover. Exhale, squeeze the ball, lift the hips up. Inhale, a little release, hover down. And then exhale, squeeze and lift. Try to keep your heels lifted the whole time if you can. Lifting and lowering for 3. Last 2. Last one, hips come up, heels still up, pulse your hips straight up to the ceiling. Keep squeezing the ball or the cushion. Pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down, slowly, so roll your hips all the way down to the floor. If you had a prop between the legs, you can place it to the side and just windshield wiper or sway your legs side to side. Maybe feet go about mat width distance apart, so a little wider. And then pause, bring your knees in towards your chest, one hand to each knee. Let's draw a few circles with the knees out and around. Thinking about your thigh bone sinking nice and heavy into your hip socket. Let's reverse the direction, start to go the other way with your circles. Guide the movement with your hands, your arms. Just let the legs, the feet be really heavy. And then pause, find stillness. Wrap your hands around your right shin, start to send your left leg nice and long. If a long leg doesn't feel great here, maybe bend that left knee, foot on the floor. Start to hug your right knee in towards your right armpit. Let your inhale release the leg, the grip a little bit. And then on your exhale, pull the knee even closer towards your chest, towards your armpit. Inhale, ease off a little, find a release. Last time, exhale, squeeze right knee to armpit. And then soften that grip once more. Take your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Slowly start to glide the right leg down and across to the left. You could stay here, or you could start to open the right arm out to the side. And maybe even take a look over your right shoulder, moving into a full spinal twist. When you're ready, slowly bring your gaze through center, the right leg through center. We'll switch sides, so send your right leg long or bend the knee. Draw your left knee in towards your chest, hands around your shin. And then when you're ready, start to bring the right or left knee in towards your left armpit. Allow your inhale to allow for a little release. And then exhale, a little contraction and squeeze in. Just one more. Inhale, release, soften your grip. And then exhale, squeeze, hug in. Release that a little bit. Right hand to the outside of your left leg as you glide your left leg to the right side. Right away, you could open your left arm if that feels good and take a peek over your left shoulder. Take one more big breath in through the nose. And big breath out. When you're ready, slowly start to bring everything back through center. Hug both knees into your chest. If it feels good, take a little rock of the low back side to side along the mat. Hands come behind your thighs, cross out your ankles, and we'll start to rock and roll along the length of the spine a few times, just building a little bit of momentum. Once you work your way all the way up to a seated position, remain there, make yourself comfy. Take a big breath in, lift your arms up overhead. As you exhale, palms will plant. Start to bend your elbows and lower your palms down towards your heart center. Find a subtle nod of your chin towards your chest. Taking a moment here just to release any tension from the body. So maybe wiggle your glutes side to side, drop your shoulders, and soften your belly. Thank you so much for joining in class, live or recorded. It was great to move with you. And when you're ready, slowly lift your head and neck through center. And that's it. That's our class for today. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you very soon.